Good morning, heartache. You old gloomy sight. Good morning, heartache. Thought we said goodbye last night. I tossed and turned until it seemed you had gone. But here you are with the dawn. Hey, princess, wish I'd forget you, but you're here to stay. It seemed I met you when my love had gone away. Now every day I start by saying to you, good morning, heartache, what's new? Hey, people. Well, I see some things never change. It's bad enough we got these people like Fire Monster on here calling everybody pedophiles and shit like this. You know, throughout history, remember the biggest lie ever told about gay people was they were all pedophiles. They want your children, like Anita Bryan used to say. Oh, they want the children. They want the children. Funny, because every gay man I ever met wanted a man. That was the whole obsession was men, honey. But I see we're going back here again. Now the issue is these goddamn avatars. Now, I'll be honest with you people. I don't like avatars. I can't look at a person for 2 hours, just a picture of them, and listen to them talk. It's not engaging enough. But here's the issue. I see Mr. Sir King, who I've never had a problem with, but now perhaps there is something here we need to discuss. He's bringing up this shit about somebody said something to a minor. Oh, a minor was on here. How the fuck would we know that there's a minor on here? I remember the only person I ever blocked was this kid. What was his name? Miles, I think. And Miles was just a kid that looked in everyone. I had no idea that child was the underage person. And so we were talking about politics, and he said something that a young person would say, and I got an attitude because I assumed that I was talking to adults, right? And I blocked him. Come to find out, somebody told me later, oh, that's just a teenager. He's only 14, 15. I said, I had no idea. I felt so horrible because this dude was talking through this damn avatar, and I had no idea how old he was. There's a couple of other ones on there that I've called. I said, how old are you? You have to ask the people, how old are you? So we don't know what the hell they are. So these people who are making this big stink about somebody said something to us, underage person, you are the problem. You are the problem because everyone's hiding behind avatars now. If you just show your goddamn face, we won't have to worry about how old you were. Am I right or am I wrong? Hey, people. Uncle's so rude. He's so rude. He just run his mouth. He don't pay no attention. Mocha drop. All right, Mocha drop. Hello, April Aries. Purple Butterflies, Jermaine Snow, Prima Wanda. Hi, Prima Wanda. You gonna read? Prima Wanda told me she's gonna read one of my books. So I'll be looking for that, Prima Wanda. I'm looking forward to it. She has full permission. Okay. All you guys, hello, good morning. But this conversation, see, people say, oh, that's not your business. You can't say that. You a goddamn lie. This is not your YouTube, honey. You do not own Google. You are not a Google executive. So if you want to bring your ass out here and talk about whatever you want to talk about, prepare yourself for other people to talk about it as well. So I just get in whatever the hell I want to. This thing makes me sick. It makes me sick. They used to always call, I used to wonder, why do they keep saying that we're pedophile? Aren't we anxious to get out there with men? This is more of I don't know, people who work in schools and all kind of uncles and people in their families and all this nasty shit. I hate this subject. I really hate this subject. But I find it ironic that people are actually complaining about people being underage on here when they're promoting avatars. They have their whole channels called Avatar Nation. Well, Avatar Nation, this is what you're going to get. Because we have no idea who's behind these little bubbles that you're making. Right? So I don't even know the people involved. It's really not relevant. I try to go and research the story, but you guys talk too goddamn slow for me. Y'all talk too slow. You draw shit out because you're trying to get content. Keep it to the basics. You're saying that somebody on here said somebody was cute. Now, this is something that we're supposed to all be up in arms about. Oh, he said he was cute. Oh, he said he was cute. Are babies cute? Children, they're all cute. They're all beautiful. What is this damn thing somebody said somebody was cute? Is that what you're calling a pedophilia? People, stop at being so goddamn childish and stupid. Anyway, I don't know who these damn people who they talking about. Somebody said somebody was cute. They even had that boy James Charles recently. Oh, you talking to a 15-year-old. Anybody can get on these channels, people. You don't know how old they are. The people I saw in that instance, they didn't look like no damn 15-year-olds to me. But we don't know. Anybody thinking that you got to watch your goddamn mouth, how you talk. So when that dude, Miles, when I blocked him, I felt terrible about it. I said, does anybody know that kid? Tell him to come back. Because he was expressing the views of a person, I don't know how old, 16, 17-year-olds. There's a couple other people coming to chat. They're young people. So I ain't calling it shit cute. But the point is, you're promoting Avatar Nation. Everybody be behind and hiding. As far as you know, you're flirting with a 98-year-old woman. She's sitting up there giggling and laughing, and you think she's sexy. You can put any picture on there. All you do is right-click and put a picture on there. But it's always got to be this sexual. It's bad enough we got to deal with this fire monster who is always talking about how everybody wants to do something to her child. She calling all these men pedophiles, but they want her female daughter. What sense does that make even? If they're homosexuals, aren't they attracted to males? How does she even get? She throws that in every chance she gets an opportunity. So now we got another one. Another one who is promoting his Avatar Nation. This is the Avatar Nation issue you will have over and over and over and over again because you don't know who the fuck you're talking to. As far as we know, this dude, Sir King, he could be a high school student. You won't even show us your face. But you want all the respect due to a young person. Somebody said that you were a young person. Pedophiles are at large in churches and Hollywood. I guess they're everywhere, honey. But I don't see a whole lot of that going on here. This is a screen. This is a screen. Unless something distinctly nasty is going on here. Why do these certain personalities always turn everything nasty and everything sexual? They are obsessed with pedophilia. More than likely, they are victims of pedophilia. They have not dealt with their own issues. Nothing is resolved in their mind. So they think this is a fun, interesting conversation to have about people's children. Here we go with goddamn children again. Now we have another one. If you are concerned about everyone on here being adult, encourage them to show their face. Show your face, your face, your face. The first time ever I saw your face, I felt the sun moving around the moon and the stars. Damn, he really was in love. Okay, let me see what's going on here. They gonna come to, I didn't say this, I didn't say that. Why are we talking about goddamn? This is an adult site, people. Now I know that I have people in here that are underage. I had no idea. It never even occurred to me. I don't know why you think somebody in a little thumbnail is cute, but whatever. I don't think saying you're cute is a punishable offense. Now they back to want to call the police and they want to call the FBI. And they want to do all this shit because they think there's something entertaining about this conversation. This conversation, people, in case you're mistaken, it is disgusting. It is disgusting. You act like pedophilia like it's nothing. I think it's a serious crime. It's a serious crime. And nothing amusing about it. Nothing funny about it. Oh, he said he was cute. You're a bitch. Some people need to get their ass and get some therapy and figure out what the hell happened to them. Why do they feel so strongly about pedophilia, honey? Why is that always in their mouth? And why they're involving their children in such a disgusting subject? So you telling me you're living in a one-bedroom apartment, right? One-bedroom apartments, usually the walls are thin, right? One room, the child is in one room, you in the front room, and you're yelling and screaming about people touching children. They shouldn't even be exposed to that conversation. That should be just a mother talking to her daughter and telling her about the facts of life. It shouldn't be her just listening in and hearing all this shit about people touching children. Children. Is that what you want your daughter to hear? That's a little girl. She should be playing with dolls. Not all the most vile things in society. Damn, your reckless mouth. And now he wants to, Sir King, look here. Dude, I ain't never had no problem with you. Back your ass up off this. You don't, this is not a fun conversation. We don't want to hear nothing about somebody, oh, he was underage, and he said, and then you promoting Avatar Nation. The only way to cure this, make sure this problem doesn't happen, if we can see who the hell we talking to. Just see him. That is so, I don't know what you people, how you got on this Avatar shit, because it is so incredibly boring. Now you've taken some of the biggest personalities on YouTube and you're hitting them behind avatars. Do you know how hard it is to sit there and watch a bouncing ball for 2 and 3 and 4 hours? Whatever your numbers are, they will be twice what they are if you just show who the hell you are. You want to be an adult, just be and have an adult conversation. And forget all this shit about, like, oh, we need to check her ID. We got to check her ID. People on this thing right now, on this in this chat right now, they could be any age. They could be 14 and they could be 95. I don't know what would come out of my mouth would be so horribly offensive, frankly. But I assume they're talking to all adults. It's not true. Who's the other kid that comes on here? Well, I'm gonna call him out. But I didn't know he was underage. At some point, he said something about dating or something. I said, oh, wait, how old are you? That's the only way I found out. Avatar Nation. How are things going, Glow? Things are going all right. I ain't got no problems. What was the problem I was having yesterday? No, I'm doing okay. I see this conversation coming back up though. They use that. They're just so casual with that though. That's not a casual conversation. And I know about pedophilia. I was molesting my own goddamn self. So I know what it is. It ain't looking at a picture and say, oh, he's cute. That ain't it. So why are you making this great big old thing about it? I don't know. This is how you attack your enemies. It promotes the myth that gay people are interested in children. Because we're not. Manly, masculine. If you go into a gay bar, you see anybody dressing like a child? Hell no. They're dressing like lumberjacks and plaid shirts, and they want cowboy hats. They want men. That's the whole goddamn thing. That's the whole point of it, honey. They want men. They dress up like cowboys. They dress up like army men. They dress up like prison guards. They all this dress up and all this pretend. And it all involves men. You see, that's a myth. Something they used to use against us for decades. Because they didn't know any better. But now, you know better, do better. You know that's bullshit. Admit it. I don't know what Sir King is doing over there. This is just reaching for content as far as I can tell. Sunflowers. Okay. Purple butterflies. 68. 68. So you were born in 1968? I mean, I'll be 10 years older than you. So you'll be 52. If that's what it means. People have different names. I'm not criticizing all you guys. I mean, you're all adults. You can do what the hell you want to do. But I'm saying when you promote this avatar thing, you're promoting people hiding their identity. Right? So it's something you're going to encounter over and over and over again. Because I'm sure a lot of kids find them using to go on here and play with these adults. They can do it online. So just don't make your mouth so nasty that it is offensive no matter what age they are. But I don't like to be going. The reason why I didn't like going off on that young person because I didn't know there was a young person. You understand? I assume I was talking to a grown man, so I told him to shut up and get out of here and all this kind of stuff. I would never have said that if I knew it was a young person. But it's just something, it's a part of online life. What's the name of this? What show? The show that the people are involved in, they don't have no name. There's no name. People involved in the show. We know, we hardly know as much as you guys know. You guys watching from the outside probably know as much. They don't want us to know for whatever reason. How are they going to chop it up? How are they going to make it a show? I was hoping that they would take some of our old footage off of YouTube, but I don't know. I don't know anything. They like it that way. Even when you show up there, you don't even know who you're going to be talking to. Rest in peace, Chad. Oh, yeah, that actor died. It's so horrible. What was he, 40-something? 42? He was a Black Panther. I'm not a big fan of these comic type movies, but that was a big one. He also played James Brown. It's sad. We never know. No one knows the hour. We don't know what we're going to get, honey. My mama was preparing my burial. It must have been 1993 because I told her I was HIV positive. And at that time, that's all you had was a couple of years, 2-3 years, right? Now here we are 30 years later. We don't know. You can get diagnosed with something, honey. You go in there for a routine. One time I went in there for a routine 3 years. It was 2 years ago or 3 years. Y'all know I struggle. I think it was 2 years ago. Routine test, CT scan, and they found out I had cancer. That could have been the end right there. We don't know. Apparently, this guy struggled with this thing though for 4 years. Don't assume that tomorrow is not promised, honey. We don't know when we're gonna leave here, but I mean, it's sad that this guy he had a successful career. I don't know if he had a family or not. It's awful. It's awful for all of us when we're all leaving. We're all going in the same direction. Hi, a view is a view. How you doing today? The exquisite. He sure left a lot. Left his mark though with this Black Panther child. That was a memorable performance. It's terrible. You start getting old, and all the people who you admire, you look at, and you respect, and all that people start dying, honey. Damn near all of the ones that I would watch and listen to, at least half of them are gone. Aretha's gone, and Baby Boy's gone, and I mean, so many of them. All the big celebrities, because everybody goes. But 42, that's it's just going to remain sad. It's always sad for everybody. So he must have had this in his late 30s. Hey, passionate one. Don't y'all buy into this shit with these people with these old nasty conversations of theirs. They nasty, filthy mouths. Some of these people have an obsession with pedophilia. They talk about it constantly. I don't get it. And it's so easy to go and name these gay men pedophiles. It's insane. I've seen no evidence of that at all, honey. You said an avatar was cute. Them ones that set that boy up, that James Charles, they were sitting there laughing about, oh, I got to give my testimony. Oh, yeah, I was just a child. I said, you don't look like no child to me. Why are you playing with people, honey? They got clout for 2 or 3 weeks. Oh, Jesus Christ. Somebody put their hands on your children. That is not a joke. You call the police, honey. Go right to the police station. If they touch your child. Otherwise, tell your children to stay off these sites and stop hiding behind these avatars, pretending to be adults. We have no way of knowing. Ain't nobody checking IDs on YouTube. Right? You shouldn't even be in adult conversation if you can't handle it. Particularly not with some of these nasty people. Jermaine Snow like means. Whole point is means. Hairy men. Muscular men. I guess there may be gay pedophiles somewhere. Every time they get caught, though, I don't ever see them as being gay people like I know them to be gay people. Most of them are even denied. They say they're not a homosexual. Most of them are married. The ones that we see on the news. It's just not a casual thing. You don't call people that. It's like calling straight people. You want to be called a rapist even though you never raped nobody? Okay, I answered to that one. Viewers of you. Yeah, it's homophobic, okay. They know they get a rise that way, and plus they know they can hurt the people by damaging their reputation. Because people would never even think of that. Why would they think about it? Most of us old ones, we ain't even had sex in decades. I know I haven't. So far, nobody come at me that way, that bullshit. But when you hide behind an avatar, I don't know who the hell I'm talking to. Hi, Deanna Irving. Tim, that's the point. Folks dox too much and on here. So why not hide behind the avatar? Well, I understand the avatar. Like in this situation here, like everybody on here is an avatar. I can understand that because these people are so nasty. I can understand that. But this man is promoting an avatar nation. And yeah, he's amazed that somebody said somebody on an avatar was cute. Isn't that going to happen? You're all hidden. Nobody knows who anybody is. I remember this lady, I was seeing her online, and the lady had to be maybe 80 years old, but she used the avatar of being a young boy. Not illegal young boy, like somebody 25, 26 years old, right? And then she would get all these conversations going and all this kind of stuff. And she would just sit back and just laugh and giggle until they finally busted her because she left the camera on. And they saw this old lady with her. That was on the sexual type site. But you can't trust those things either. Y'all go and play on these hookup sites. Don't be amazed at what you get, honey. You think you're talking to Billy D. Williams' child? Elmer Fudd shows up at your door, hoping that you'll say, well, you're here now. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with people speaking behind avatars in chats and so forth like that. But if you're going to have a channel, you're going to build a channel. It's boring. You guys don't think it's boring? I mean, can you sit there and look at somebody for 2 hours, just a picture of them? What happened to the people? And you're encouraging them to hide and be who the hell they want to be. I'm the real Black Panther. I can just hide behind her and put a Black Panther picture up there. Right? I can be anybody. I'm Superman. I mean, it's on the parents and the kids. Because kids are curious. Of course they're curious. They you talk to a young person, from what I remember, I ain't never been around no young people, so I ain't got to worry about it. But if you talk to young person, most of them say, oh, they're so immature. Oh, they're so immature. It's always them. They're immature and you are mature, right? So kids, they're curious. They think I can go in and talk. I'm talking to people. I can't relate to them. They're just kids. How I like Squeenie has his backstory. Where is he at? Squeenie ain't thinking about y'all, honey. What you doing, Squeenie? What are you doing? Say hello to viewers of you over there. Hi, viewers of you. What you doing? What you doing, viewers of you? Your eyeballs. You gotta make sure the eyeballs. You gotta be camera ready, boy. I keep telling you, you gotta be camera ready. There you go. There you go. I think the boy's ready for another haircut. I can't see those lovely eyes. Let me see. I think the boy's ready for a new haircut, honey. Another $100. Everyone can lie about their age. I was 10. I was in my mate's body. Right. That's right, Lauren. Lauren says anyone can lie about their age. I was 10. I was in my MySpace chat rooms, in the MySpace chat rooms. Right. But don't come on here bitching about it. Somebody got called cute because they're a year underage. I mean, that's stupid. It's ridiculous. And I don't even know who the hell he's talking about. I know one of the people has been mentioned. I can't stand. I don't even mention their name. But I don't see anybody done like that. Bullshit. Lying. Pedophiles at large. They didn't call so many preachers. They didn't call teachers. They didn't call janitors. They didn't call all these people who are constantly around kids and all this stuff. I just find this disgusting. The discussion disgusting. When I was molested, I was 11. Didn't scar me. I mean, as far as I know. But me and 3 of my friends got molested by some dude. He was, I guess he was prowling around. The Exorcist was playing in the theater, right? I know I've said this before, but the Exorcist was playing in this drive-in theater. We were about 10, 11 years old, and we decided to go and sneak in the drive-in, which is not unusual. We used to do it all the time. And some dude approached us, and we thought he was a security guard, right? So we panicked. You think we were going to go to jail because we'd done this many times. And this dude was a pedophile. And so he romanced us with Kentucky Fried Chicken and McDonald's and all this. Remember, we were only 10, 11 years old. We're poor kids from the projects. And on the night before he left town, he molested all, I always confused the number. It was 3 and me. Or 2 and me. No, our crowd was 4. We usually hung out in 4 people. But that particular night, it was 3 of us. So he molested all 3 of us, right? So that's how I learned how to ejaculate. So maybe there was an effect there. Kids' lives should not be interfered with. The natural progression of a kid's life, it should not be interfered with. So you find out who you are naturally. But I was already gay. I had been knowing that I was gay for sneaking pictures and shit for at least 2 years before that, since 8 or 9. So anyway, it's not a casual thing. It's not a funny thing. It's not an entertaining thing. And that 5 monster, she's just chopping at the bit to jump into that conversation. Tim got fans. I got fans. Well, thank you, fans. Plus, all the kids are at home now. They're all online. They got to be. They're being taught online. The schools are giving them computers to take home. Some people who never even had a computer before. Everything is online, people. These are dangerous streets, but this is the least dangerous of all of them. I mean, the hookup sites where you got to really watch out what the hell you're doing, because you can't check IDs through a damn camera. And that's that whole thing about pretending to be somebody. So, Mr. Sir King, I don't know why you choose to continue to hide your face, but I think that you would double your numbers just by being a person, a human being. I ain't gonna say no names, but y'all done got other people doing the same shit. I said, well, goddamn, what happened to the person? Now I'm supposed to be looking. How can you hold someone's attention for hours and hours when all they do is see a little ball with it? Go on, people. Viewers of you here, how? Yeah, viewers of you has been with me longer than anybody on here. Her, David, Justin Sanchez. Primo Wanda's been around a while. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry it happened to me. Honey, I didn't even know it was a bad thing until years later. Of course, people in the project wonder why we getting all, because he used to give us money and stuff too. This whole thing lasted maybe 2 weeks. They made the move, but the molestation happened once. So people were wondering, including my mother, where we were getting this money from. He'd give us $10 and $20, and we would go back to that hotel where he was staying. He knew to make his move right before he left town. This was a traveling person. He had, I remember he had a foreign, out-of-state license plate. So after he did it, there was no recourse. The day after he left because we were getting used to them $20 bills. We went back the next day, and the motel manager told us that he had left and that the police had been called. So apparently we weren't the only ones, and apparently these hotel people got hip to him. He took off. So I don't know if he's planning on staying there and doing it again or not. But the motel manager definitely had called the cops. Hopefully the dude got caught at some point somewhere. Okay. Why are my comments being? Your comments are being deleted? I didn't delete them. Okay, that's similar to my situation in Snoop. Snoop says, I was molested by a rich white man who lived in a mansion in the neighborhood. We didn't know it was molestation until much later. Right. Many times you don't, because it seems to be innocent, you know, because they befriend you first. You think you're just playing around. I mean, at that time, I did play around a little tiny bit with people my age, other 8, 9, 10-year-olds. We had done a little bit of that kind of stuff. So it just seemed like an extension of it. I didn't realize too much later that a grown man doing that with the child was molestation. So I wouldn't even call it that. But somehow or other, I knew that I had to lie about where I was getting the money from in the projects. Because the women were getting together and wondering, what is going on here? Where are they going? Who is this person? Dasa. Yeah, I'm sorry it happened to you too, honey. It fucks people up. Usually when they do these exposés, they talk to these prostitutes. Almost every time they've been molested, right? You're introduced to sex way before you're supposed to be introduced to it. And you're introduced to it in a way that messes up your brain, because now you think that sex has value. So it's an ugly subject. Something you should be talking with your therapist about, in my opinion. Abuse that shit happened to her. It happened to a whole lot of people, honey. You have to watch other children too, because I was molested a few times by other girls. Okay. Yeah, I just don't know anything about children. I mean, after I left home at 19 years old, I mean, because ordinarily, you know, you would have family members. When I go back to Indiana now, I don't know any of those people, because I left early. I was 19, and so I was never around any children my whole life. It's always been an adult affair to me. I lived in Hollywood 15 years, and I lived here. So I don't know anything about raising no children, honey. I just know it seems to me that not a casual subject. It's not something to play with. Particularly when you're living in a house and you're screaming about it night and day online, and then your daughter has been exposed to all this adult conversation, not to mention all the cussing and fussing and all whatever. Five, Justin? I mean, they say kids play around with each other. I mean, I guess it's okay if you 5 and they 5. Trying to discover what that is, you know. But some people have really been damaged and hurt by that. It's a serious thing. It's not fodder for your YouTube channel, in my opinion. Always had several black boys at his house. Well, let's hope he went to jail at some point. I don't think pedophiles really change. It's like that's what their thing is. So, and if they have money, just like Jeffrey Epstein, if he has money, I mean, Jeffrey Epstein, he was going into the ghetto, the poor neighborhoods, trailer neighborhoods, and getting the people he molested. He knew they could always use a few extra dollars and some attention. Usually they didn't have fathers. So why would this wealthy white man be in trailer neighborhoods picking up young girls. They figured they'd be so impressed with his limousines and his house and all that shit. Yeah. But that's the kind of thing, though. You feel like something like that's going on. You got to go to a therapist. You got to figure it out. You don't want to become a 40, 50-year-old person and you're still talking about pedophilia. You're stuck. You're traumatized. But you're definitely not alone. A lot of people go through that. A lot of women, girls go through that. And I used to, when I watched it, anytime you watch an interview about some of these people who end up in prostitution, almost all of them have that in common. Somebody will give you money for that. That has value. Then you got to watch out for all the perverts. But I don't know why they don't call pimps perverts, because those are perverts too. Because they're actually taking people and using their bodies to sell to other people. It's sick. There's a lot of sick shit going on in this world, ain't it? So I wouldn't be exposing my children to no shit like that. Okay, focus on you. I was not molested, but my stepdad tried to come in my room at night. I moved in with my granny and never told my mom. Okay, so I remember my mother, she had this bad marriage, right? And they divorced, I think I was 8 years old. And I remember my mother saying that she would not, then she got with another guy and he ended up being abusive too, right? So around 9, 10 years old, we moved into projects. But she said she would never have another man in her house around her daughters. So all those years after that, she never had no boyfriend come to her house ever. Now, every once in a while, she would go out to clubs and stuff like that. So we don't know what happened there. But she never brought anybody else in the house for that specific reason. She didn't trust these dudes coming in our house around her young daughters. And so as far as I know, both my sister, I'm sure neither one of them were molested because there was never anybody around to do that. So it didn't make sense to me then. I wanted her to be with somebody, but it makes sense to me now. Because especially when the girls got to be teenagers and all that, you know. Yes, you hate pimps. Everybody should hate pimps, honey. We used to laugh about it. We thought it was funny. Then we used to watch movies about it, and then all these rappers they're bragging about it. They pimping hoes and all this kind of shit. But that's one of the most despicable characters on the planet. That's horrible, and they ain't too proud to take people underage. They want them as young as they can get them. That's a horrible crime. It messes up your relationships too, from what I understand. It messes up, you don't trust people. Mm-hmm. I didn't see a therapist until I got accepted to the Juilliard school. Oh, you went to Juilliard, Snoop? I didn't see a therapist until I got accepted to the Juilliard school, and they hooked me up with a psychiatrist and dermatologist. Dermatologist? Many Black families don't believe in therapists due to socioeconomics. Yeah, but there are ways you can get therapy without. I didn't even pay for mine. I got mine. I have Medi-Cal, so the agency that I facilitate for now, I was originally a client, so I got therapy for 5 years. We didn't talk much about. I didn't feel like I was damaged behind that particular thing. Many times people think that you go to a therapist and now he's going to pick apart your childhood and all that kind of stuff. Many times you go to a therapist, all they're going to talk about what's going on with you right now. How does that trigger other memories? You know, if you have things that you have not resolved. But it's therapeutic just to be able to talk to somebody where you're doing most of the talking and you have the complete focus of one person, right? Because a lot of time all the therapist is going to say is, how does that make you feel? Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Could you explain that a little more? They don't do that much. You get out of it what you put into it. But if you really want to talk, that's where you go and work and figure it out. Yeah, black people, they ain't got no money for shit like that. If they got money, that kind of money, they're going to go out and buy a car with it. I'm going to give me a Cadillac. But there are a lot of black people who can't afford therapy. And if you're very poor, you can get it for free. They even have them online because, I mean, you could do it with just, what do you call that thing? Zoom. You can have a split screen. Just touch on to it there. They have that. I think we're learning a lot more about what all can be done online with these screens, right? Maybe that's the future. We all just be on screen. Lord have mercy. Hey, New Orleans. What's going on with your weather? You got your sunglasses on there, I see. Sasha Gold. Is New Orleans been hit by that weather? I know it's in Texas, right? Texas and Louisiana. Oh my God. Yeah, that's heavy there, Katrina. Can I say that out loud? I mean, you wrote it in here, so I guess I can say it out loud. I just found out 2 months ago that a person I was friends with for 20 years molested one of my daughters. She said she didn't want to tell me because she knew I would go to jail. She knew I would go to jail? My heart is broken. Okay. Yeah, you can't forgive something like that. Somebody touching your kids. We as black folks are taught that it's weak to seek help. Honey, get it. You don't have your ass out here on crack. Weak or not, get your. If you feel like you need help, you got to work something out. Get it, so you can progress with your life. I look at these people on the streets of San Francisco all the time. There's one out here yesterday. She's still like all her shit is spread all over the place. This little young transgender girl, I guess. That child had to be 18 years old, out here screaming all night long, rolling around in garbage. And then when I walked the dog, I saw she eating food off the ground in the garbage. It was horrible. It was horrible to see. What happened to that person? You know? What happened to that person to make them be in that condition at 18, 19, 20 years old? Mostly it's drugs. But a lot of times these people who have they have issues already. When they add the drugs to it, it sends them off. Then they're walking around with no shoes on. So, of course, when you're in it, you don't feel like you need help. You know, you're young, you think you're invincible. What if you're too ugly to show your face? Well, that's a good time to do it. Show me your face. I want to. What is that? Who is that? Kirk Franklin. Show me your face. Are you too ugly? Ain't nobody too ugly, honey. I ain't no Don Juan myself. But I think it helps you when you're able to be yourself. Whatever the hell you look like. Just be yourself. Ain't nobody trying to fuck on here. This is not a hookup site. Yeah, they talk some shit about you a couple times, but arm yourself. You talk about them too. Everybody got something going on. I have a heart condition when I was 40. Views of you. Okay, she's talking to a views of you. Okay. Cancer benign? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that cancer is something else. Because this kid here, the Black Panther, he had that for 4 years. So they're always having us after 50, they have you take a colonoscopy every 5 years, right? Now I'm 60, and I think I'm taking it every 3 years. He said I can take it every 5 years now. It's got to be a clean test. But they're constantly testing men for this. Because if they can catch it early, they can do surgery and they can get it out. Or they can take out the polyps that might cause cancer early. So young people, I don't know. It depends on if they have a history of it. But this guy, he was nowhere near 50 because he had his things in his late 30s, right? So if he was taking colonoscopies, every 5 years, they may be able to caught it. But he wasn't even at that age yet. That's right. There's nothing wrong with therapy. And we should be therapists too. It's an honorable profession. As me as black people, we're everything else, right? I've had good therapists and I've had ineffective therapists, right? One, I'll come in and they just were very interactive with my conversation and actually helped to me to understand things more, why I like certain things, why I hate certain things and all this kind of shit. And then a couple of them, I had a total of 3, were not that effective. They were just kind of just sitting there doing their time, Screening, it is very important. That's right. Now I got to do MRIs every or he told me now, I was doing CT scans every 6 months. I gotten down to that. Now I'm going to do an MRI. So I guess he wants to see me again in 4 months because of this lockdown thing. But yeah, they can catch it. They caught my cancer. I had no chemotherapy, no radiation, no nothing. They just went in there and cut it out because they caught it very early. Because I was see, what's one thing about people? People, they make fun of you. HIV. Oh, you HIV. You HIV. But one good thing about it is, since you're seeing a doctor regularly, then they catch all these things, right? I've had a couple of different kind of surgeries that I wouldn't even have been aware of. So if you're going to a doctor regularly, I mean, if you have health care, which we should all have, then when things pop up, you can deal with them early. All about getting them early before it gets in your blood and gets all over your body. It was humiliating, Justin Sanchez. Well, all they do, I mean, you turn to your side, they give you this intravenous drug, and I didn't even feel it. Your asshole is wet after, but I didn't feel anything because they put I guess it's called a local anesthetic or something. You kind of go out for a little bit, but it's important to do it. Thyroid cancer. Oh, she didn't even know she had it. Right. Yeah, that's what's so important about having healthcare, people. If we have it, at least we can go down and get and not have to worry about how much it costs. Because a lot of people, they don't have a lot of money, honey. Every time I go to the doctor, it's $500-$600. They just won't go. I have a mother. She's about 80. She would never go. She's very healthy. I mean, she has things going on in her head, but she's extremely healthy. But she never goes to the doctor. She's had Medi-Cal probably for 20 years. So they say men live longer who are married. Why? Married men live longer? Because they have their wife looking after them and making them go to the doctor. Oh my goodness, hi Spillet boy. How you doing? Do you know who kidnapped Kelly Love? People scared to ask. Is he helping to help for ransom? Down in that old basement. I need a colon. Yes, get it. Get him, Terry. Get a colonoscopy. It ain't gonna hurt you. The only thing about a colonoscopy that is so humiliating, Sanchez said he hates it, is they make you drink this stuff, right? So they give you a big old gallon of stuff. You pour some shit in there. If they give you a big gallon of water and you pour some stuff in there, and then you have to drink it because it cleans you out completely, right? So you have to do that the day before. But the actual procedure, they put you under or numb you out so you don't feel it. You don't know where that slut is hiding out? Okay. It happened right after we had our little conversation. He disappeared the same day. But I think he could at least come to somebody's chat or something. They don't ban you from the whole damn YouTube, did he? He could at least come and say, hello, I'm fine, But him and his husband, they travel, so maybe they're doing something. I say, even if you're doing something else, people, leave your videos up, because even though people have got used to, oh, I'm sweating. Look at that. Damn shame. It's humidity at this point. Anyway, your old videos, they still bring you some revenue. At least you can still get a check. Right? So I don't understand taking down all your old videos and stuff. Some of the old ones that when I made them, I only got like 1,000 views. And now you look back at them and they got 12,000 views. So somebody watches them. So there's, I don't know what the reason is. And Kelly Love plays so much that we probably won't ever get the real answer. His IG is growing. I went over there. I don't like IG because all they show you is a bunch of pictures. I guess all those pictures, if you click on them, they're videos. I don't know. I can only concentrate on one thing. Snoop, I was given it. Are you male or female, Snoop? That's a male thing, right? Snoop Chappelle. Do women have colonoscopies? Sweating like a pig, honey. I don't mind saying I'm sweating like a pig. I ain't got no airs to put on, honey. Change your life. Yeah, whenever they tell me to come in for something, I always do it, even though I feel like it's no problem. Yeah, that's a problem, Lauren. And now they can treat so many things. Like it used to be, black men died in the 50s, right? A lot of it was because of hypertension, undiagnosed hypertension. But now they can treat hypertension. I have that too, among all my other stuff. So it's just a pill a day. You fill your pill thing up. What's one more pill? What difference does it make? Doctor tell you don't eat salt. Okay, check. Don't eat sugar. Okay, check. What else is? So it's a pain, but you get used to it. So I'm 62. I feel like every day is just a blessing, honey. Every day past this is just a blessing. I should have been out of here, considering the things that I've been through. But now, when I was on dope, I didn't go no damn doctor. I didn't care, you know. Maybe some of those years could have been saved. Yeah, that thing is nothing. That colonoscopy. And even drinking the stuff, just close your eyes and just drink a glass of this bullshit, you know. You had your first one 2 months ago. All right, handle your business. We can see, take one thing from this actor's death, is that it can kill you. So if he had it since he was 20, he's been fighting it since he was 28. I mean 38. So it must have had it before that. So maybe he had it in his 20s. Right? If it killed him in his late 30s. I don't know. I don't speak a whole lot on that. You know. Bless the family. We don't know when we're leaving here. We don't know what one of the police gonna shoot our ass. Some health crisis, you're gonna get an aneurysm. I should do a will though, at least. I keep saying that, and yeah, you still have to work on Earth. You still have work to do on Earth. I don't know, honey. Going to the bathroom all night. Was it pain? Yep. Going through the bathroom, you got to clear everything out. Your passages is clear. But if you don't do it thoroughly, they'll call you back in a year. So it's got to be clean. Fit as a fiddle. Your granny got good genes too, I bet you. Mine did. Mine died at 92. Now, women don't have prostate exams, but let Brown tell it Medea. I see Miss Medea. She was funny when I first started saying it, though. I got so many laughs out of Miss Medea. But that's not funny anymore, you know. He's moved on. Good for him. You're 51. That's when they start, Charles Dotson. At 50, they say after 50, every 5 years. Take this as an example of what could happen. It runs in our family. Right. So, like some of us, like me, who have no idea who my father was. My mama, she married some other dude. I was still a baby. I was still an infant. I think I was 1 year old. So I don't know that side of the family. Right. But I mean, the stepfather, of course, that don't have anything to do with me. But I only know my mother's side. Now, they got good genes. And, but of course, they don't have HIV for 30 years either. But as far as my mama's health, I think she's healthy as a bull. She's about 80 years old. Mm-hmm. That means you're alive and well. Oh, funny question, too. What funny question? Oh, we go. Am I back up? Okay, I'm back way back there. Okay. Count your blessings. Thank your God. And believe there's something awaits you on the other side. Makes all the difference to have faith. Faith, God, why would you say? Jesus said, I will have many mansions in my Father's house. If it wasn't true, I wouldn't tell you. So y'all can call the Christ a liar? I ain't got a lie. Many mansions in my Father's house. I know God loves me. You know, I know he loves me because he delivered me. God is taking an interest in me. Maybe he only has to blink at a second. Whatever the spiritual realm is, he's already proven himself to love me because he delivered me all these damn years. Yes, women have them. I had my first one 45 years old. Okay, so women do have colonoscopy. I mean, I know they got men problems and women problems, whatever, but I just don't encounter, you know, when we're talking about health that much. Okay, so you have a colon, I guess you can get a colonoscopy. 38 and they had a colonoscopy? Okay, so it's obviously women do have them because several are saying they had them. All right. Thyroid checked. Now, the thyroid, that's the thing that makes you gain weight, right? A lot of people have told me that when they gain a whole lot of weight, it's a thyroid issue. You know, people can get that. I guess there's lung cancer is, I mean, there's so much stuff to think about. I just can't afford to think about all of it. I go to the doctor when they tell me to go and let them tell me. So many things can go wrong. I just don't want to be lingering. That's the thing with me. I don't want to be sitting here sick, can't, you know, control my movements, bowel movements and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to be like that for years. You know, they done shot this kid in, the guy that they shot. Now, this man got to be in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. The rest of his life is going to be difficult. That breaks my heart, that whole situation. The one that got shot in the back. I just say, I had an uncle, went to work, pulled up in his driveway, and had a heart attack right there in his driveway, getting out of his car. They said, oh, that's tragedy. It's horrible. And I said, oh, no, honey. That's where I would love to go. Just here and gone. I ain't got to think about it. I ain't got to suffer through it. You see some of these athletes that be on the basketball court. Who was that? Carlton Pilson tells this story about this basketball player, young kid, maybe 20 years old. He goes up for a layup and has a heart attack in the air. What a way to go. Doing what he loved to do. Right? No suffering, no years and years of, I hope it's not like that. They say, though, it's natural to cling to life. Bowel cancer. I have a James Mihoy. My mother died from bowel cancer. I have a colonoscopy every 3 years now, right? They found polyp and removed them immediately during the exam. Screening is very important. Never wait. Right. Yeah, they found polyps in me one time too, the last one. 3. They took them out there. Polyps is something that could potentially turn into cancer. But boy, did they mess my asshole up. We just being real here, right? When they had to take the polyps out, man, prepare for the hemorrhoids. Because that means they went in there with something and took it out. It was worth the suffering. Men get this thing too, this testicular, your balls. They get cancer there. I've known 2 people who got cancer. That is, oh my God, can you imagine? Because the fabric of your pants is rubbing against that, and you have cancer in your testicles, testicular cancer or whatever. Oh, I said, oh my God, that would be a horrible one to have. And these guys were both of them were in pain for a long time. So people try to come after my HIV, tease me about that. Honey, that's the least of my problems. There's so much other stuff to worry about. Show my issue. I had to have more tests done, right? Yeah, you might have to have if they don't find it there, they can get a CT and MRI. I just had an MRI a couple of weeks ago. I'm confused about what the test says, because if you try to read those tests, you can start tripping. So we got to go to our doctor and let him explain it, because he said it was fine. So why are they talking about all this other stuff? But they give you long sheets of stuff, every issue in your body. We have to let the doctors explain all that. Let them make their money. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be way down on my comments. Let me see. Testicular cancer. Yes, honey, that's the killer there. That's horrible. Well, one of the guys was in prison, so I don't know how good the prison doctors were handling him. I don't know if it can be cured by how they handle that. Some things you got to have chemo, radiation. Some things that they can do it with surgery. This woman told me that if my liver cancer returns, there are other ways to deal with it other than cutting me open again. So it used to be like that's the death sentence, but if they can catch it early enough, they can go in there with she said they can go in there with some kind of radiation and zap it. Is another way to kill it. You old and black. No, but I'm beautiful, his mind said. And then he suddenly realized that he was dead and being lowered into the ground and couldn't utter a single sound, and his family and friends were standing around with their head hanging down, crying and carrying on because their beautiful son was gone. No, I'm not dead, his mind said. Don't bury me because I did nothing. And then he suddenly realized, OD. He OD'd. Don't. Y'all know about that. That's the last poets. See, some people was rapping before they had rap, before they named it rap. They were called poets. Who is David? David's pictures. So get rid of David. Who is David? What is David saying? What they running? Let me find his ass. Oh, they already got you. They already murdered your ass, David. I can't get to you. Can't get my hands on you. Okay, good thing, because I would have definitely went on and just blocked you, Mr. David. You got all these damn things blocked. That means you're a hater. That means you're a hater. And you see what I mean about, let me see, hide user. Let's just get rid of David. See what I mean about these things though, because David could be some child, some kid playing on his computer. We don't know. We're trying to have a serious conversation, but you know, you got all these trolls and stuff in there. You don't know who those people are. Chris C, did you get HIV from sodomy? Maybe. I was certainly sodomized and sodomying. Sodomy. So they named that, they named getting fucked in the ass. That's some Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Do we really understand the sins of Sodom and Gomorrah? It all came down to, but they fucked the angels. They sodomized them. Were they sodomizing the women too? Then they tell the angels, send them out here so we can have sex with them. It's an act of violence. You will be blocked today. If you're just trolling to be nasty, yeah, but we don't mind blocking your ass. I used to say I never blocked anybody, but I ain't doing all that shit no more. Doesn't serve any purpose. Tim is a fudge. Jerry Glitch, what are you trying to do? Calling people fudge packers. What is all this now? Are we slipping all this homophobia in here? That's what they call gay people, you know. Baby, will you please stop? The funny thing about the fudge packet is when you go to, because I like both gay and straight porn, right? But when you go there, gays aren't the only fudge packers. How did that? They have as many videos about straight people packing each other than they have gay people doing it. Gay people don't have no choice. I mean, women have more than one option, but we don't want to do that. So I don't know if you're being funny or nasty, Jerry. We'll figure it out. Sodomy is when somebody inserts something in your booty, usually a penis. It was named after Sodom and Gomorrah. The story of Sodom and Gomorrah is used as the classic homophobic attack because these people raped or wanted to rape the angels who would come to Sodom and Gomorrah. It's so outrageous, right? But these people, they said, send us your daughters. So this man sent his daughters out for them to butt fuck them too. So it wasn't a gay issue. It was a rape issue. And they were raping male and female in the town. Sodom had gone crazy. I don't remember nobody in Sodom and Gomorrah waving no gay flag. I'm gay. No, I don't think it made any difference. The kind of sex they had in Sodom and Gomorrah was similar to the kind of sex they have in prison. It's an act of violence. Sometimes people would conquer other nations and then they would have anal sex with the men to humiliate them. Is that gay? Is that me? I fell in love with you. He said, I fell in love with you the first time I looked into their eyes. They don't talking about nothing gay. Every time you mention it in the Bible, they talk about somebody being raped. But they say, oh, it would have caused he was with a man. So it's okay for the women? You send your daughters out there to get butt raped? That's okay. Oh, I didn't even see him, V. So we can handle it. So they were cussing me out. Oh my God. Some of these people, child, some people ain't got no life. Because for me, if I don't like you, why am I sitting there looking at your ass? Why am I interested in what you have to say? Why even come over here? Why even bother? There's a miserable ass person. You want to come on and argue with somebody. And like I said, these people behind these avatars, some of these are just kids playing around. Let me see who else in here. Where's the girl? I was looking for a girl. Okay. A shout out to anyone who is currently walking around with one ball. It happens. You can live with one ball. You are the champ. I bet you rather have that ball gone than end up here eating your body away. It's like women with breast cancer. Maybe they don't want to give up the breast. It's a whole lot better than letting that shit get all in your body and kill you. Baby, what is the issue? My security dog. Squeenie! Dee Dong Dee. Get Bumble here. What's wrong with you? What's the problem? Is it a security issue? You just been growling with me and growling with me? Get off that computer, Daddy. Play with me. All right, people. Prostate cancer. Okay, I just dropped in. Funny, just the other day, read an article says homosexuality did not appear in the Bible until very recently in some German interpretation. Right. They wouldn't call it homosexuality then. They show all them kings eating the grapes, and they got boys and girls there. And because we don't know shit. Love your neighbor as yourself. Christ didn't ask for much from you. Love your neighbor as yourself. So every time you want to dog somebody out, and make them feel bad and humiliate them and try to put yourself up to, is that how you love yourself? It might be telling you something about how you love yourself. You treat them horrible. It was very easy for you to be cruel, brutal like President Trump. That comes very easy for you. That may be telling you something about how you treat yourself, how you love yourself. To male molestation of young boys, breaching cultural norms. Child, even in the New Testament, when I'm not going to go to the big Bible thing here, but even in the New Testament, they say, well, Paul spoke on it. They say, find somebody in the New Testament. Be quiet. Paul would go on about how the men had changed the use of they changed their natural desires for each other. The women had changed their desires from for men to women, things like that. That happens all the time, honey. But that ain't got nothing to do with being gay, because if you're gay, your natural desires are for male, right? These people are assuming that your natural desires are all the same, and obviously, I can't, people. Excuse me. Get it, bummer, down. Get in here. Ding, ding, ding. Come on. Banana. The war is over. The war is over. Ding, 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 ding. What was I talking about? Yeah, people can leave their desires. If you are a straight person, and then all of a sudden you're raping men, then you're trading your desires, your natural desires, for desire for another kind of people. For men, right? But you have left. You have changed, right? That's what Paul's talking about. Even right now, if you are a straight male, you have sex with women, and you come to Hollywood, and now you're finding out that people will pay you for your desires, for your sex. Now all of a sudden they don't think it's not true, because it happens all the time. Now you're having sex with men. Why? Because they pay me. They give me money. This is what they call trade. Well, if you become trade, you are trading your natural desires for desires of men based on money, right? So that would be something more that would fit more with what Paul's talking about. But we don't have to match what Paul was talking about, because Paul was a male. Paul had an experience with Christ that changed his world, but he was still a man. We can't take the opinions of Paul and make Paul like Paul is also a deity because he's in the Bible. That's what happens when you make an idol out of the Bible, right? Because you're saying that whatever Jesus said, Paul said, Sarah said, everybody's the same. They're all deities because they appear in a book. Paul ain't no God. Paul knew what he knew. He knew what his assignment was. Spread the message of the Christ. Still a person. When Paul wrote, God didn't take his hand and write down. That's fantasy. That's fantasy, people. Who's on a casting couch? Y'all know sex is nasty, honey. Y'all know sex. Who's that boy? The big director. That shit been going on for years, child. Y'all know people take advantage of people. I'm glad to be done with it myself. Done with all that physical stuff. Now, it would be nice to come across a companion or something like that. But all that hopping around, I'm just assume it'd be done. High a percentage of men who are trade. Wait a minute. We got to tackle this one. Wait a minute. Surfing Tangents says too. Okay. Are there a high percentage of men who are trade, Uncle Tim? I know a little about that world. Okay, that's an excellent question. And I do not know the answer to it. I do know gay men. These are usually black people, in my experience, who like only straight men. Now, you may say, well, if they're straight, how are they having sex with them? These are guys, masculine guys, they call trade. The idea of trade is I give you money, or I give you something, or I buy you a phone like ZT, and then you have sex with me. That's a trade, fair exchange, right? So yes, there are a lot of straight men who will have sex with other men for money or for lodging or a place to stay. They are trade. A lot of them would fit the definition of bisexual, right? But I don't know because I was never attracted to trade. Straight men with the pants down around the ass and all this, gold teeth and all that. None of that was ever attractive to me. I was always attracted to a different kind of man. And that kind of man was gay. Right? So I don't know about the trade world, but I know a lot of people that's all they have sex with. A lot of the trans girls, they're not interested in no gay boy who acts gay. Now, it depends on how you define yourself, right? Because it's all basically bisexuality. You're able to have sex with either one. But some people are just they're so programmed by religion that they just never do it, but they would ordinarily do it. Y'all got to watch this movie, Kinsey. Kinsey is the guy who did these tests about sexuality, right? And they would put people in a room and they would give them pornography and they would watch what the person reacted to. And a lot of these people who said they've never had sex with a man and they are totally straight were aroused by a homosexual sex, right? So it may be in a lot more people than will ever admit it. Those people would never pursue it. At the end of that movie, Kinsey, though, Kinsey discovered that he was indeed bisexual. And he had a love affair in a relationship. A lot of women, they find that they can be fluid. So I don't know how much percentage is out there rough trade. I know a lot of my friends, though, that's all they like. So they are out there. Men, I don't give a goddamn what they say, can't have sex with men because the one consistent thing is they're able to perform. So in other words, they're able to get an erection. A lot of these people out here, we call them hustlers. I'm straight. I'm just doing this for money. But you're still able to get an erection. So some part of you is able to train your mind to have sex with men. People get on drugs. They do amazing things, honey. Amazing things. Why? Because they need the money. Drugs is all about this. Here's what the whole thing with drug is. Anything in the house that's worth something will be sold. Take that to heart. Anything, including your wife. There are many stories, honey. Horrible stories. Oh, God. Okay. Snoop says, I saw a female dressed like a dude with her pants so low you could see her ass. Oh my goodness. Well, y'all like sagging. I guess if she being a dude, why not sag with them? I've never been attracted to all that. Never my thing, so I never pursued it. And I think I have a trust issue with black men anyway. I think I do. I think it comes from my childhood. So some things that some people think is sexy, I don't trust you. But everybody likes something, you know. I certainly had my time out there. Now, my boyfriend, I had a boyfriend now. My lover was I was 3 years on, and then the last 2 years I was with him. So total of 5 years and maybe 3 or 4 years in between when we were broken up. So that was 5 years total, right? I had this relationship with this guy who when I met him, I assumed he was bisexual, right? He told me, oh no, I'm not gay. He was bisexual, but he was on the low end of the Kinsey scale, right? So I was with him for 8 years. This is supposed to be a straight man. And we had a real relationship. It wasn't all about just this physical thing. It wasn't about sex. But 8 years I was with that dude. I don't consider that my lover because it wasn't as mutual. When my lover Jimmy, one who died, it was mutual. We both loved each other, kind of thing, right? This kind of situation was more like, I don't know how to describe it, but he would probably be considered trade. Because when he got clean, he went back to women. And sometimes you can have relationships with men that are not sexual. I mean, I've had straight friends who I love like my brother, even though I'm gay and he's straight, but we were still friends. So we loved each other as friends. It had nothing to do with sex. Anyway, you have been distracted. What were we talking about? I got distracted. Helping feel good. Charles Dawson says, how has COVID-19 affected our sex lives, especially those of us who are single? Well, Charles, I for one don't have one. I don't have no sex life, so it hasn't affected me at all. I don't know if anybody else wants to chime in on that or not. Y'all not supposed to be having these strangers coming to your house. Somebody get a mask on. I think I heard that a lot of hookup sites are you can't hook up no more. I don't know. Tim, do you find black men attractive? Do I find it like they're handsome? Do I want to hump on them? Usually, I'm not sexually attracted to black men. I mean, I've told you I had sex in years and years and years. But some people, like this guy that just died, he was extremely attractive. If they are Mexican, they be extremely attractive. Young people, a lot of them are beautiful. But that don't mean I want to hump on them. A lot of women are gorgeous. I'll see a woman pop on the screen. I say, yeah, she is. I mean, she's hot. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous. But that don't mean I want to climb in the sack with her. Yes, now I've encountered black men who are extremely attractive. But I don't have sex anymore. But I'll be honest. When I was sexual, I was mostly attracted to white men. I always have been. I was attracted to white men before I was attracted to men or understood it. Before that molestation happened, I was already into that in my mind. So some things happen in our youth that we don't understand, but all those things together have come together and made us who we are. It might have been an incident, some kind of trauma, who knows? But it all comes together to make who we are. And praise God that there's variety in life, that we're not all doing the exact same thing. So, yeah, I've met some usually the black men that I found attractive, though, are so out of my league. I mean, they don't want me. Even when I was young, I mean, the ones I thought were attractive were so attractive that they get anybody they want. So yeah, I didn't have a lot of that kind of experience. When I was younger, I did have sex with black and white guys, though. My first sexual experience with black guy, and my first obsession while I was riding around a dude's house. So I had to be about 18, 19, he was black. But when I hit the Hollywood, when I hit Hollywood, honey, everything was a smorgasbord, right? So you can pick and choose what you want. But now the attraction, here's attraction, right? When you go to a porn stuff, some people that say, "Oh, you shouldn't look at porn," but be realistic. We're men. Some of us are men. Okay. When you look at that, what do you look at? What arouses you? See, that part doesn't go away. I wish it would go away many times, but that part doesn't go away. Even when you're not having sex with people, you're still attracted to certain kind of people. You still find them attractive, even though you're not doing anything with them. For me, that hasn't changed. That really hasn't changed since I was 9, 10 years old with the monkeys. When I fell in love with the monkeys. So black people always want to know that. I don't know why you don't have sex with them anyway. So what difference does it make, really? Yeah, I mean, these actors, of course, they're gorgeous. They're all beautiful. It has affected my sex life. I don't know what the question is there. Okay, sugar, honey, iced tea. Oh, sugar, honey, iced tea. The SIT, right? Whatever. Did your straight lover share you all's relationship with friends and family? That's an interesting question. Now, no, because we were drug addicts, right? So we lived in a separate world, an alternate universe. But the woman he married, yes, she was very much aware of our relationship, right? Now, as far as his friends, I see that he would act different when we were around other straight men. So no, he wouldn't let them know our situation at all. But we were mostly around, my friends kind of thing. So, I mean, the drug world is just different. It's a different world because everybody's fucking everybody. But no, he would never take me home to meet his mom. I'm sure of that. Some friends he would let know because half of us were gay and half the women were gay. And the woman he got with, she was bisexual. So sex was very fluid between us as adults. But no, you were much more likely to take his girlfriend to meet his mother and his parents. Right? So that's what I mean by I don't consider that to be my real lover. Now, my gay lover, my real lover, I know all his family. I even decorated for them. They had a house in Beverly Hills, decorated. They had a business in Beverly Hills. Most of the serious jobs I was hired for were his family. So yeah, I know his whole family. I know his father. That's the difference. We were gay. When we stopped doing drugs, I mean, some people can do things on the influence of drugs that they can't do in the natural. In other words, a lot of them do drugs so they can be freaky. Some people, it's just a side effect. Okay, I can do it because I'm getting high. You're paying for everything. They do basically is trade. And then some are doing it specifically. Like, they remember that guy Ted Haggard. Was his name Ted Haggard? That preacher. Now he would go and find prostitutes, and he would do crystal meth with them because he wanted the kind of sex that crystal meth produces. It allows you to have sex 2 or 3 days at a time. My guess, he couldn't do that without crystal meth. He was too inhibited. Meth solved that for him. Okay, so Charles Dobson, I think I answered your question. Yes, a lot of men, a good-looking man is a sexy man. Hell yeah, he's sexy. I mean, I find him attractive. I find a lot of Middle Eastern men. I said, well, damn, that's a handsome dude. I might not want to be with him. I can acknowledge that he's gorgeous. Right? And some of the kind of guys that I'm attracted to, most people will say, oh, that's dorky. Oh, I don't like necessarily these Adonis, these gorgeous people, who, whatever, honey. We all like what we like. Always home when I get home has been. It hasn't. It hasn't. If you're single, I did. Okay. What about this fetish thing? I think. Oh, girl, Miss DC. Well, DC, you making a point in all that shit though. Wait a minute. Oh. DC says, I think the trauma issue affects the fetishes that people end up with. Uh, lights cat, likes cat, likes cat. When do you decide that you want people to shit on? Oh, DC, you were going good for a minute there. So this issue of fetish, now that's a touchy issue. Because some people will say, oh, if you're going to go with somebody a certain kind of race, then it's just a fetish. Well, that says that I am not worthy of someone loving me. Right? I can't be in love with somebody. It's only a fetish. No, honey. You may have a fetish for certain characteristics about a person, but that's not the whole person. You can't marry somebody because you like big thighs. I mean, you don't marry the thighs, do you? But you can still have a fetish for that. You can have a foot fetish. That don't mean that you can't be in love with the whole person. That don't mean you have to be attracted to each other at least. But that's a small part of it. So no, I believe my relationships These are people that I loved. Were there are certain things about them that I liked obsessively? I mean, do I like red hair or do I like people's long toes or whatever the hell it is? But you can't make a relationship out of a fetish. That's not a relationship. You might like to get spanked. Some of these men, they go with prostitutes and do things that they would never dream of doing with their wife. Their wife wouldn't do that. Right? But they love their wife and they have a fetish for getting spanked by dominatrix. They would never dream of doing it with their wife. Right? Sex and love are different things, honey. But yeah, they got to be some kind of attraction when you get with somebody, I would assume. You got to like them. Many times people just walk into a room. I like them. I don't say that's love at first sight. But there's certainly attraction at first sight. Excuse me. My God. You know what I figured out, though, with all this throat stuff? You know that they say when you have a cold, don't drink milk. See, I have milk in my cereal every single day. It causes phlegm. But I just enjoy my cereal, so I'm not giving it up. I like vanilla because it feels like cloud nine. Cloud nine, you can be what you want to be. Cloud nine, you ain't got no responsibilities. Everything is free. Cloud nine, you're a million my fun reality. But, yeah. Up and away, yeah. Bum, 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 bum. And then a deep one will come in. Temptations. I want to say I love the life I live. And I'm gonna live the life I love. Cause I'm on cloud nine. Up, up, up. I'm riding high. Mm-hmm. When I was young, there was a construction worker who lived across the street from me who had parties with men on the weekend and said the only reason he slept with the men was because he was on crack cocaine. Well, he's telling the truth. He was on crack cocaine, honey. As soon as they do that hit, I got to be careful. I don't want to ever encourage people to do drugs. It's going to destroy your whole goddamn life. That's the price you have to pay. But there are reasons why people do drugs, honey. I love to sing. Oh, thank you, Katrina. That not all would agree with you. I have a foot toe fetish, but I agree, Tim, you can't base a relationship on a toe. That's right, Charles Dobson. So don't be asking people, oh, you like white boys. Oh, you like this boy. Oh, you like the fat ones. Oh, you like the skinny ones. You like this. You like. That is not a relationship, honey. That is not a relationship. And I bet you some of these men, they're going out, these hoes they pick up, they don't look nothing like their wives, who they've committed to make it a family with, a life with. What made you stop having sex? I think it's a natural thing. Love. I don't know. When I was on dope, I used to have sex all the time, right? That was the big draw. That's the reason why I was selling drugs and all that stuff. And I loved it. I mean, I'll tell the truth, except for the last year of it or so. And then when I got clean, I said, well, I'm no longer interested in just having sex with strangers. Used to be, you just meet somebody, tweak and freak, and we go and we have sex. Sometimes you go and have sex with more than one in a day. But I was no longer interested. I was interested in somebody who was interested in me. Now, I was in my early 40s when I got clean, right? So it was a lot of it was in my head because a lot of people in the 40s still have plenty of sex, you know. But I was insecure about it. And I had a few online hookups. I thought they were so impersonal, these online things. But I believe that it's just a natural occurrence. I got rejected online a couple times in one night, and that was kind of the end of it for me. I was no longer interested in this online hookup thing. Oh, baby, would you please? Shut up. Get that bum over here. And be quiet. Say hello. Hi, Bro. How you doing? Who that skateboarder out there? My baby here, the skateboarders. Temptations. Dance, damn it. Dude, there is such a thing as mixed people. Of course there are. It's all kind of people, honey. Biracial people. I used to think biracial people make beautiful babies. Whatever. Sometimes they grow up and they're beautiful. Sometimes they're not. So you can have light golden skin and still be ugly. You know, it's all kind of people. Some people are just gorgeous. Some people are, medium or average. For me, average looking people are more sexy to me. More so than these gorgeous people. Gorgeous people seem to be kind of obsessed with, their own self. I ain't going to turn up here and kind of worship nobody, honey. What made me stop having sex? I'm 62 years old, so I think it's just a natural thing. People are not cruising you like when you were young. You're not horny like you were when you were young. All my parts work because believe me, I use them all the time on myself. But I don't know. It's just not that easy. I know plenty of people my age. Matter of fact, all the people I know my age are still sexual. It's just me, I guess. Plus, you had all the complications because for me, I always had to tell people I'm HIV positive. So you got to go through all the disclosure and all this. It just got to be too much for me. I like a nice, simple life. I like people who are younger than me. So what are they going to be? They're attracted to you for what they can get out of you. That is not attractive to me. I don't want to be with nobody who's here trying to get a come up. Right? Because you can still buy sex. You can do that if you want to. I don't see it as a good investment. You guys, women, you help go through this too. A lot of these women are not sexual like that. Some women are sexual, but it comes to a point where it's just not that important. It's natural. I guess, I don't have all the answers. If somebody I was strongly attracted to was attracted to me, yeah, I'd be ready to go. It hasn't been my experience. Tweak and freak. That's a good one. Charles Dawson, that was our language, honey. That's all you had to do. You go out to the street every night, you go out to Polk Street, and you ask the guy, you kind of give each other a couple of looks or whatever. Tweak and freak. That means you had the party favors. You hear P&P, party and play. It's no big conversation. Do you tweak and freak? So that's where these lines around sexuality get blurred. Because a lot of people, no matter how they define themselves, straight or gay, they tweak and freak. They have sex on drugs. A lot of times, this is all the conversation there was. Tweak and freak, okay, come on. Roof, 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 wop, wop, roof, roof. I get it from the front and the back, Lauren. He hears people out in front of the building. I mean, out here, out the window, especially skateboarders, he goes crazy. And then if he hears anybody in the hallway, he goes crazy. So I'm stuck in the middle. Mm-hmm. I'm ready for love. Yeah, I've been ready a long time. Wouldn't that be something? I used to pray for love for, I mean, years and years and years. At some point, I said, well, God, maybe that's not what you haven't planned for me. Maybe that time is already come and gone. Maybe that's why I talk about my ex-lover so much. She's been dead for 30 years. Maybe it's already done, honey. That was an experience I was going to have. Right? Sometimes you got to come to that conclusion. Maybe that's already happened. Maybe that's already behind me. Yes, we're ready for love, but as you get older, you 50 and 60 years old, honey, it's hard to get into another person. I mean, you're seeing all their flaws, you recognize all their bullshit. So it gets harder as you get older. God has love for you, Uncle Tim. Well, we'll see if that's what he wants for me. I know I trust him. He's done much better for me than I ever did for myself. I was living in these flea bag hotels, honey, going from 1 and 2. Had to move every 2 or 3 days because people were going to tell on you and all this bullshit. When I started doing dope, I stopped having apartments. All my apartments were either pay by the night or pay by the week. And then you had to keep on the move, So this is the most stable I've ever been. I've lived in this apartment for 10 years. That's longer than I even lived in my mama's house. Matter of fact, all the time I've never lived anywhere this long. So I'm just stable and retired. Was you ever trade? Hell no. I might have been traded to somebody. My lover used to tell me, Tim, you don't look gay. Well, I didn't come out being gay. Speak for all. Here we go. Lord have mercy. All right, Gamish Carter, what you got to say, nasty? Speak for yourself. All my suitors are in their 40s, and I certainly don't pay. That's my good friend Gamish Carter from here. He has to always let you know that they still want me. All of my suitors. This man, he's 60 years old. All my suitors. And they are attractive. What about the bears you like? They're attractive to you. Let's just say that. I'm glad you're happy, Gamish Carter. Anytime anybody say anything about they don't want sex, he always got to pipe up. Oh, not me. Oh, they still want me. Oh, I all my suitors. Some of these guys, I pray for Gamish Carter. I hope he's not going to be one of these 160, 70 years old out there in these hot pants, thinking they're sexy. Y'all remember that movie with Eddie Murphy? What was it called? Boomerang? When Eartha Kitt, she was about 70 years old then, right? And she thought she was sexy. Now, she had a nice body for a 70-year-old woman. But Eddie Murphy was in his, I guess he's about 30. She got up on the bed. She was being all sexy. Ooh, Marcus. I'm not wearing any panties. And Marcus said, could you turn the lights down a little? Ooh, could you turn down a little more? A little more. It was black, dark. Ooh, Marcus. I think it's more of a burden than anything else now for me. If I was attracted to other 60-year-olds, I probably could do all right, but I'm not. So what I think is sexy, guys still in the 30s and 40s, the guys that I always liked, they don't want my ass. What the fuck is Tim doing? What am I doing? What did I do wrong? At 51, I prefer sexual friendships rather than being in traditional relationship. Okay, 51 is you still got your you still got fire in your bones. But I was like that even since I've been at 42, I think I was 42 or 44 when I got clean. I was only having sex once a year then, once or twice a year. Some people are more sexual. That's why I believe that a lot of us become drug addicts, people like me. I was not particularly sexual then. I was in my 20s. People always wanted to do it, but I didn't want to do it with them. And but so that's why I ended up on drugs, because drugs allowed me to be that person. It allowed me to go have sex with all these different people and stuff like that. I could never have done that in the natural. And what I found out is when I gave up the drugs, I said, oh, okay, that's what the drugs was doing for me. Because they're always doing something for you. You wouldn't do it if it wasn't doing something for you, right? But I just returned to being who I am. I was this way in my 20s. Right? So do it, yeah. Do it, baby. Nice and easy. That's how you please me. You got me hungry for your love. Sweet as honey, yeah. You still enjoy yourself, shit. Even if you're 90. On my throat, I got to give me some throat stuff here in a minute. I like Joyce Jones' part in Boomerang. What did she say? Oh, yeah, she was Strange. You remember Strange? Let me get some throat stuff. Stop looking at my ass. I told you I'm off limits. Don't do it. Chloroseptic. Okay. I have chloroseptic for my singing voice. Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up. Yes. Eartha Kitt wasn't too pleased with Miss Strange. What did she do? Some big old elaborate thing, and then she put the bottle out of her coochie or some shit like that. That was a good movie. Do it, yeah. Do it, baby. Come on, entice me. Nursing home sex. Ooh. You know what, though? Well, I thought was amusing. Before all this corona stuff started, there were outbreaks of HIV in nursing homes in Florida. It's the truth. Nursing homes, when they came out with Viagra, apparently the old gentleman was spreading HIV. Unknowingly, of course. But it tells you they were having sex in the nursing home because they had this damn Viagra. It's a true story. Ooh, Gamut. Gamut just loves to talk nasty. Go ahead. Maybe you catch one on here, Gamut. I guess that's the purpose. I don't know. All over your body. Oh, my goodness. Do it until you are worn out and the whipped cream is smeared all over your body. Oh, my God. You know, another element was I don't drink, so I was not going to the clubs. I find online hookups is too impersonal for me. So since I don't drink, I mean, that's why people go to bars to hook up, right? I'm not putting myself in those kind of places. And then, like, I couldn't go in the bar and drink water, but how boring is that? Everybody else is drinking, and you sitting there drinking water. No, that just doesn't work for me. Being over and touch your toes. Good luck with that one. Good luck with that one, honey. I can touch them, but I don't know if I can do anything with them. You had sex with a 90-year-old woman, and it was permanently scarred. You being silly. Stop it, Snoop. 90-year-old woman. Put your ass in jail. It's all about true friendship. Yeah, it's all about true friendship and companionship for me. Right. So if I met somebody and I like them, we probably maybe wouldn't even have sex right away. You know, companionship is totally different than having sex. You can go have sex with anybody. You go out in the bushes, have sex. They have clubs here where these old guys, they're called blow buddies. They outlawed bathhouses here way back in the 80s. They have these sex clubs, right? You go and you put your equipment through the wall. So you might be sucking off Attila the Hun, honey. You wouldn't know. They just put it through the wall, and you go down there and do your business. I'm just not that into it, people. I don't need it like that. Stand-up comedy? You think I'm funny? I did one time when I was 20 in Hollywood. I had some childish dream. Oh, I'll be a comedian. I went to the comedy club. That's the big comedy club where a lot of the stars got their breaks on Sunset Boulevard, right? So the first time I went in there, I was prepared, and I got laughs. You know, I was just a young kid. And then I went back. They invited me to come back. I went back, and when they called my name to come up, I took off running down Sunset Boulevard. I had panic. So I had a panic attack. And that was the last time I hit a stage. So no, that wouldn't be for me. Now, if I was in show business, I'd probably be a dope addicted comedian or actor, whatever. I sure did. I remember that though. I took off running down the street. So I had one experience on the stage, one little 5-minute piece. Thank you, Charles Dotson. Oh, Lauren. Oh, I guess we should read it just for fun. Lauren's being naughty. Lauren says, I would not advocate having someone eat a cucumber out of your butthole. You won't be able to walk straight for 2 weeks after a girl. In my 62 years, Lauren, I've never considered doing something like that. You're a very creative woman. To the window, to wall, that song. To the window, to the wall. What is that? I don't know that song. What do you think about women? Where is that at? What do you think about Muslim community in the U.S.? I don't know anything about it, baby. I don't know anything about the Muslim community. I know they were strong in prison. They, religions to believe in something is always a positive thing to me. So I don't have any problem with Muslim people. I don't think anybody's got to believe what I believe. You know, faith is a personal thing. We need to work on our personal relationship with God, trusting in him, praying and communicating with him, as opposed to all this religion stuff. All this religion stuff is saying, do what I do and you'll know God. That's basically what it is. You got to do this and do that and do that and do that, and then you know God. You ain't got to do none of that and still know your God. You know somebody put an eyeball on your head, right? Someone came up with the idea of a nose, a bladder. Tim, do you know how to make caramel cake? No, I can't cook at all, Barack. And I can't eat sugar. That's real frustrating. I used to love me some pineapple upside down cake, but I can't do it. I got to eat only sugar-free stuff. Don't think when you get old, it's going to be one thing, people. Hell no. Every time I go to that doctor, I go in there with fear and trembling. What's he going to take away now? The salt, the sugar, the red meat. What else do you want, honey? I can't even enjoy a bowl of ice cream. That's what it's like when you get up in the... Boy, would you please be quiet? What is your problem? Do I need to lock you into the dungeon bathroom? What are you doing? What's the problem? Do we need to find a doggy psychiatrist? That you're not paying no attention to me. My dog needs love. Glory holes. Yep, they had whole club of glory holes. Now, since we've been on lockdown, they done closed the business down and moved on. They're not reopening. I have beautiful skin, really? I don't think so. I don't know why, but black people, we always have these shadows. I wonder if I should follow the shadows and see if I can grow up some kind of a beard. I know I ain't got no full beard, but sometimes you have a shadow go here, you can go, I don't know. No, my skin ain't particularly good. I guess it's okay. Don't lock up the cutie pie. He want me to give him sugar and treat and pay attention to him. I'm a dog, Daddy. I'm a dog. I live for the love. He wants his jacket off. No, I never take it off of him. Every once in a while, but he's used to that thing. He's never had any indication that it's uncomfortable for him. But this dog would pull a lot, right? So I couldn't use a regular leash on him. He would choke himself out. So we went to this thing. It's comfortable. They call it, it's like a sports bra. Yeah, he's never locked up more than 10, 15 minutes in the bathroom. But when he gets in there, he just lays down and go to sleep. One thing I can say, I am not no abusive dad. I always give in to the boy. And now he's sprung on all these damn expensive ass treats, which he would not even have he wouldn't even know about them if I didn't give them to him. But now if I try to give him a cheap treat, he won't even eat it. I got to bring him the good stuff. So he's a spoiled dog. You put dog food in his bowl, he won't even go in the bathroom. That's where his bowl is. It's got to be chicken breasts with cheese on top, Daddy. He won't eat it. Pineapples. Oh my goodness. Too many horror stories about pineapples. Girl, you are much more sophisticated than me, Lauren. I don't know about all that stuff. Well, I've been on here 2 hours. I can't do it now. Hip to the hippity hip hop, hip to the hippity hip hop, hip to the hippity hip hop, the boogie. Don't stop the doogie. Jermaine Stewart and Bobby DeBarge. All I can tell you is Jermaine Stewart and Bobby DeBarge were very good friends. And they hung out together in 1979. I arrived there in 78, 79. And Soul Train moved to Hollywood. I hung out with Jermaine Stewart a lot. He lived with me. But I didn't know Bobby DeBarge very much. He didn't like me that much. Later on, I found out that he was a heroin addict. I guess he didn't like anybody. What didn't serve any purpose. But they were always together. They hung out together a lot. I don't think he didn't like me. It's just that I wasn't in show business. So they were all climbers and trying to make connections and all that kind of stuff. What's the funniest moment in life? I can't share those kind of stories. Arfark. I can't, no way in the hell I can pronounce that. Arikafkxgc. My funniest moments, I couldn't, it's too nasty. Let's keep it clean. Remember, we started this conversation about talking about people behind these avatars being young. We don't know. It's time for his walk. What time is it? You got to be kidding me. It's 5 o'clock. Oh, my God. That's what the wrong problem is. He's supposed to be out at 4:30. All right, people. Thanks for coming in. Thank you, Dirty Church Shoes. Okay, I got to take my baby out. I guess that's why he's so agitated. He must have been out of here a half hour ago. I didn't realize I was so involved with you darlings. Yes, I take the baby to the groomers every other month. All right, guys. Talk to you later.